Alright guys, so I guess we'll start on the intake side here. I'm going to go on this port here. We're going to get inside of it. I'm going to use an egg-shaped bit like this. It goes on in the Dremel tool itself, and it reaches down in nicely. But you got to go slow because when they're longer, they like to wobble. So we're going to get down in there nicely. We got to stay away from the valve stem right there, because if we mar that up, it can mess shit up. So what we're going to try to do is get this to, we're only going to take a thin layer out of everything. So I'm really just going to take just the outside layer out of everything. I don't want to go too much. And then I'm going to try to knife edge this piece here. You can see it. I'm going to try to bring that to a sharp point, just kind of reform it. You don't want to go too deep on that either, because there is a passage. Where is it? That goes through that. Oh, maybe that's it. Oh, it's the other side. It's got a coolant passage that goes through it. So I guess this side will be fine. And yeah, this is the intake side anyway, so this is the side that you want knife edge mostly on. Exhaust is what we're really going to have to work out. That's the restrictive side of this, but we're going to open this guy up a little bit. Let's have fun with it. Of course, it's going to rain on me. I am in the carport, but it's Florida. It rains when we try doing anything. And we're just going to work our way in here slowly. Well, something I forgot to do. I need to wipe this out. It's double cut, but it helps a lot if you put a little grease on it first. I forgot to do that. This keeps it aluminum from clogging it up. So you just wipe it on real thinly, and it just helps keep it from clogging up. work on this other side. Just watch your eyes, don't get any debris in them. And if you look, you can see there's a little ridge line in there. We want to get rid of that. We want to bring it all the way down. So much metal. It's really just taking a thin layer out, and it just really is doing it real nice. Let's check this bit again. We want this bit to last through the whole job. So we're gonna put more grease on that thing. Try to keep it from clogging. Feeling around in here, and so this is humped up a little bit right here. So I'm going to take just a little bit out of there. You want it to be as straight on a shot as you can going into these valves, but you don't. I just don't want to take too much out either. Let me see if I can get you guys a good view in there. Hold on. on a second. So I got this more at a point down in there. See that? So just nice smoother flow compared to that. I have opened it up a bit. Not getting too extreme. I'm just, you know, working it out a little bit. I will be putting the gaskets to this and matching. I'll trace it out and match it so that there's no resistance. I'm also going to do the intake. I'm going to get it cleaned out. But that's about all I want to go on this outside part of the intake. I am going to be ended up taking the valves out, and that'll be a whole nother video. I'm going to do the valves out and get inside. There's some sharp edges we want to get inside of there. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with how that's turning out. This is the intake side, so I don't really want to polish this side. There's a big debate on polishing or don't polishing, but I've heard from some big racing guys that you can cause some irregular runability on an everyday car. Like on a race car, you're wide open all the time, you know, so polish is fine. But on an everyday car, your gas can kind of stick to the smooth surface, and then when you go from like full throttle or idle to full throttle or mid throttle to full throttle, stuff like that, you'll get like a surge of fuel from where it just kind of breaks free, and it'll give you like a lag, you know, to where it's not as, you know, you get like a lag from where you get too much fuel all of a sudden, and then it comes back, and we don't really want that. So we're going to leave that side rough. This side we're going to grind out, open up. This is the exhaust side. Let me get this kind of laid down so we can look at it. So I want this to be straight on shot from the exhaust. So there's this kind of a big hump right here and right there. We're going to want to get them out and then open it up. And you can see the old gasket line where it kind of ended and stuff as well. I'm going to put the old exhaust gasket on this real quick and trace it out and see where it ends. I do want it to kind of be matched, port matched. The exhaust manifold I have being ceramic coated. And I'm going to take a little bit off the center here on each edge. Doesn't have to be such a knife cut on this side, but you do want straight in shots. Let's get to grinding some stuff out. I used to have bean bags to kind of set all this stuff on, heads on before, and it kind of held it really well, but I don't have any of that anymore. We don't want to go too much into the centerpiece. Again, there is a port that goes in there. So we're just going to take thin layer metal out. Be very conservative. Like on a everyday street deal, you're going to take a decent amount of metal out, reshape it and everything. But you're not going to go too crazy on it. And you know, that's the way you do it. On racing, you're going to take as much out as possible, but usually like you cut each one in half on a spare head so you can see how far you can actually go, and you can get your tolerances and measure it all. I'm just going to take a thin layer out of everything and then kind of reform the intakes. But I just want to take a thin layer out of the exhaust, and then I'm going to do a bunch of sanding and a bunch of polishing, and, you know, polish these up just super, super nice. little more grease on this so I don't clog it up. You may not think it's a lot of metal when you go to dump this out, though. You see there's considerable amount of metal coming out of it. Just taking it out a little bit, though. I'm not going too nuts. Although I am reshaping this a little bit. I do think that these humps are a bit extreme, although at the same time, I'm not going too much wider on the inner part, so it's not going to get too crazy. We're just trying to keep it a straight shot. There. Let's see how this looks on this side. A little bit of darkness there. All right. So then we're going to take our sandpaper bit and go in there, and we're going to just kind of sand it out. there is a lot of time involved in this stuff, guys. So like, I am really only just beginning. There's going to be a huge amount of sanding on it before I can even get to polishing and stuff. So a huge amount of sanding. So I'm going to pause this video for a little bit, and then I'm going to keep sanding on it, and then I'll come back. A couple of things of sandpaper. It's kind of getting better. It feels much better. Like, there's big lumps in this. This is all nice and smooth now. It's like a casting mark. I don't know if you can see it or not. There's a big casting mark. It's just a huge lump. We got that all out. It's nice and smooth. Not polished yet. I did look up the so it's yellow is 120 grit all the way to 400 grit with black. So we're gonna go ahead and see what the yellow one does. Maybe we are. And it's going to take quite a few of these too, but I'll start here. You'll kind of get a view. It's already shining it. You can already see it starting to shine it up. I'll probably go through a couple of these wheels before I go to the next color. So I'm going to go ahead and go on about my business and put you on pause. And just so you can get an idea of what's going on here. It's getting shiny. There's still some imperfections I need to work out with some sandpaper. But it is really, compared to this, becoming this already. And even look, you can tell it's bigger. It's opened up. This isn't as important as the next piece, which is taking the valves out and then going in. I think they call it cupping. You go into the valve area and work around inside of there. That's going to be the most important and the most difficult, because you cannot fuck up. If you hit one of these valve seats, it's done. You got to get a whole nother head and start over. I'll probably have a good 10 hours, maybe even 15 in this head by the time I'm done. Just steady, slow working on it. Yeah. Alright guys, that's all I'm going to show you for today. I'm going to get a bunch of work done on this. Tomorrow maybe we'll get the valves out and start doing some cupping on it. And hopefully I'll have all this stuff done so you can get a good view on what's really happening when I'm doing this.